Inside the Barriers, brought to you by BetDeluxe. Serious betting for serious punters.
Hello, we're inside the barriers for BetDeluxe. It's a fantastic day of racing. It's Derby Day, the time-honoured great day of the year at fabulous Flemington. This Saturday, the Derby, 4 Group 1s on the program up in Sydney. The Golden Eagle of $7.5 million. Wow. We've got the wow factor here today. Here he is, the Cars, Michael Walker.
Cars, I'm good. I'm looking forward to this weekend, and I'm looking to see that race in Sydney too. See how it goes.
Yeah, now the Punters Prince is here, Paul Sebastian.
Yes, indeed. Back for the punters pick as well. But yeah, make sure you leave your comments in the Facebook section as well for the Victoria Derby this weekend. Make sure you leave your trifecta picks. $500 Dan Murphy's gift voucher coming your way if you can pick it. It jackpotted again last week. No one had State of Rest on top in their trifectas. So, yeah, they were biting their nails with the protest on Animo. But, yeah, make sure you also review the betdeluxe.com.au app as well, your smartphone. That's to make sure you validate all your entries there for the trifecta picks.
Perfect. The punters Derby pick on the Derby, VRC Derby. Cuz, as they went over the line in the Cox Plate last week, what were your thoughts?
Yeah, obviously I was working there that day, and as they went over the line, naturally, I'm going to say dismissed. I thought Animo had his chance, but the longer, through my experience being a jockey, guys, the longer the protest went, I was more thinking it was going to be upheld. And then the footage that we were able to see, head on, back on, chopper shot, side on, after seeing all the shots, BM, I actually changed and I was 60-40 and I...
Upheld?
Yeah, I really thought that it was going to be upheld. But at the end of the day, I had no argument either way. Fair and square at the end of the day, the stewards say. And it was just so good, Johnny Allen, to see him after... Obviously, firstly coming to Melbourne to be a jumps jockey. Now he's gone on to win the Cox Plate.
It's a wonderful story. Wonderful
amazing.
Story.
And he's an amazing rider.
A 28-year-old trainer, Joseph O'Brien, who's now won 2 Melbourne Cups and now gets a Cox Plate, like his father did with Adelaide.
I'm nearly 28 as well, and I don't think I'm anywhere near a Cox Plate and Melbourne Cups, unfortunately. But this Derby's shaping up very nice. We had an Irish flavour on the weekend. Got a bit of a Kiwi flavour coming into this weekend.
What are you going to do with, the Vase has been a good lead up over the years.
Of course.
Gee, I don't know. The horse who won the Vase, Forget You, tearaway leader, got over the top of the stablemate near the line. They ran the last 639, came out in the last 426. They were walking.
Yeah.
What I'm going to say about that race, it wasn't a vintage race. The horses behind Forgot You weren't much, and that's out of respect for, obviously, the owners and trainers. I don't mean it in a bad way, but they weren't much. He went on and beat the stablemate that was one of the outsiders of the race and took off before acceptance.
A great ride, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, amazing ride by Linda. You know, as Daniel Moore said afterwards, Linda Meach doing Meach things, and she nearly pulled it off, but I don't think the form around the horses behind them is that strong.
They're very even this year,
Very.
The Colts and the Geldings.
They are. Obviously, the fillies are better, but just the Colts and Geldings are just very even. And it's a derby. Don't get me wrong, I'm still looking forward to it. But at the end of the day, I've won a lot of derbies in my career. It comes down to the horse that can stay the distance.
Yeah.
You might be the horse that has a picket line fence next to you, but it's all about staying the distance if you've got that stamina.
Yeah, a lot of the horses getting up to 2,500 metres for the first time. It just busts them wide open. And you spoke about how even this race is. Forgot You's the favourite at $4 at the moment, but has drifted since markets open. Gunstock at $4.40 probably would be favoured, I'd say, but is drawn out in the car park.
It's tough.
Very, very.
I don't mind that. I don't mind the barrier.
He'll be out in the clear. He'll have full momentum coming to the bend, but it's just a matter of how far back he probably gets. And then we've got Tutu Kaka, who was the winner of the Geelong Classic last week as well at $8.50. I think a really intriguing runner here is Hitotsu. 1,600 up to 2,500 with nearly a month in between runs. Market keeping him very safe at $8.50. And then we've got this Godolphin runner coming down from Sydney as well, Allegron, who's a $9 elect at the moment. But look, I'm going to be with Forgot You. personally, because I just think the way he hits the line, like you see at Moonee Valley, when he actually flattened out, he comes again, and I think he's shown that in his runs at Moonee Valley. I think he'll appreciate the Flemington Straight, and we know how good a trainers Trent Bussetton and Natalie Young are with these Derby horses as well. I mean, they did it with Sangster a couple of years ago too, and I think he looks the best horse in the race. Whether or not he can stay, I think the barrier is going to be a big factor in this race. Middle pin, midfield run, one off the fence, and D Moore's in fantastic form.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. I'll break it down for what I think really short. Forgot You, a racer with not a lot of speed. He's going to race midfield, get a good run. Gunstock, he's drawn wide, but he's going to be able to get into his rhythm as he likes, do everything in his own time. He's not going to have to be bustled to hold a spot. So I like him. Tudukaka, stay longer than mother-in-law.
Yeah.
This horse will just keep running. You know, he could go another lap afterwards, and he's proven that he wasn't winning races until he got up to a mile. And Hototsu, 2,000 metres and beyond. Kieran David Eustace, they're elite at doing that. Incredible.
Boys, I'm going to go a little bit left field and go with Allegron, number 3.
Okay.
James Cummings, B Preble, hot form, hot rider. This horse ran in the Spring Champion and sort of loomed up out wide, but Profondo, with that dynamic turn of foot, just got going and he couldn't keep up with him. But he still kept going through the line at the end of 2000. And the run prior was just as good, had to come wide, kept coming. I just reckon this horse now is ready for the 25. And I'm just feeling as though all the local form is all just a bit, there's only about a half length between them. And I reckon this horse is ready for the 25. So at $9, Allegron for me to win the Derby.
I think I'll have him in my trifecta for the punters pick. I think that Spring Champion form has often been the subject of really heavy support in derbies previously. I mean, we saw last year as well, you know, with Montefilia coming and starting a $1.90 favourite in the Oaks. So I think that at the price, you could probably back him. I'm going to have Jungle Magnate in for second, Forgot You for first. So Forgot You, Jungle Magnate and Allegron in for third. I thought Jungle Magnate was fantastic from a mile back at Moonee Valley last start.
If Profondo turned up here, it'd be what, $1.90?
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
Well, that's my line.
Yeah, exactly. And punters pick for you, BM, Allegron on top. And
Allegron on top, Forgot You, probably best of the others, and maybe Gunstock number 4. So 3-1-4.
Cuz?
I'm Gunstock, Forgot You, and just...
What do you do with that Geelong horse? The winner at Geelong.
Tuzakaka?
Yeah.
As I said, he stays.
Yeah.
He got ridden different the other day. Usually he's on speed. They rode him a little bit more quieter.
There's a tearaway leader.
I was just going to say that, but there was a tearaway leader, and there's not a hell of a lot of speed in this Derby, so he might be closer. That may worry me a little bit, but the horse Hototsu, I just can't get out of my head. Kieran David Eustace, 2,000 plus.
Coolmore Stakes.
Yeah, huge race. This. Now, I've got a little shout out here for a very close friend of mine, James Breen, who's got a little share in Extreme Warrior, the favourite for the Coolmore Stud Stakes. It's going to be life-changing for him if he lobs with a percentage in that horse. But he's a favourite at the moment at $4.40. In the Congo, the Golden Rose winner at $4.60. Powell at $6.50. Artorias $9. Kalos, a smart winner up the straight last start at $11. But I'm all over Extreme Warrior here, BM.
This has really become the stallion-making race, hasn't it, for the 3-year-old colts? This is the one they want. Extreme Warrior, what do you say?
He's a horse that this race is going to suit him if he likes a straight, obviously. But because of the reason, he looks to me like the further he gets on in his races, the more he builds and the quicker he gets. And he looks actually like a horse that wants 14 to 1,600. Yeah. So any horse that's looking for further is going to run a strong 1,200 down the straight. Because as you know, BM, a 1,200 down the straight is really like a 1,400 metres around a corner.
Now, what about Palili? They had the chance to go to the Manikato, but opted to come here. So it probably shows you where they rate the horse.
Yeah, I think, look, and the market's keeping it safe as well at around that sort of $6 quote too. Was a smart winner at Randwick last start as an odds on elect too. So he's got a nice turn of foot. But I just think the way Extreme Warrior won last start and was looking through the numbers, I think the scary thing for me, and I think for a lot of these horses, is that I think a lot of his opposition have already hit their peak, whereas he's still improving. And you look at sort of the sectional data, I think he only needs to make up maybe a length in the Congo to be a winning chance. I think he's got anywhere between 2 to 4 lengths of improvement to come. And this is the grand final, and he's going to be my best of the weekend. I honestly can't see anything getting near him.
In the Everest, we're talking up home affairs. He just wasn't up to it. He comes back to his own grade, but that would have been a brutal race.
It was, yeah, and he's a $12 elect at the moment. I think that was... See, the thing is, especially for younger horses, that type of race can just bust them open.
Exactly.
Whereas Extreme Warrior's been targeted at the race, trained to the minute. I think he's definitely the one to be with here, gents.
Yeah, definitely. I think Extreme Warrior is going to be... One thing, though, I like in the Congo, he can absorb pressure, and he proved that last time, and he can still kick off hard pressure. Like, he got taken on for probably the first 400 or 500 metres of the race. Then when he got to the front, he didn't ease up. He kept going and still showed a good kick at the end. So I think he's right in it. To me, I wouldn't want to pick anything in this race for me, because I reckon it's a really hard race because there's a lot of classy colts in it.
Cantala.
Yeah, this is a cracking race. So Mr. Brightside, this winning machine, a $4.40 elect. I don't think they would have thought they'd have come to a Group 1 mile in the Spring Carnival at the start of this horse's preparation. But here we are, Lindsay Park, they've got the favourite. Aramayo at $8.50. And Shay Lowe is actually accepted for this race. Was in the Empire Rose, but is accepted for the Kennedy Cantala, an $8.50 elect. And BM, I don't want to mention this word, it's like mentioning Voldemort, Cascadian, is $10. He who shall not be named.
Don't swear.
He's a $10 elect. And Ice Bath, a very smart winner up there in Sydney last start, is going to come down here. She is a $10 elect. But look, Mr. Brightside, perfect barrier, gets the run of the race on the minimum 52 kilos. The only question mark is C. Williams is not riding in the greatest of form.
Yeah, but it is Flemington.
That's exactly right, and that's where he shines. So look, Mr. Brightside on top for me, but it's a tough race outside of the favourite.
Now, Cuz, you know this horse, Quantum Mechanic, I spotted it in the Toorak, didn't have much luck. I think it's a lovely race for this horse.
Yeah, she went really, really good. She's a horse that I've won 1 or 2 on. And I can almost guarantee that she'll be at her peak now. For this run, she'll be at her peak and she'll be ready to rock and roll. So she'll run good. For me, I'll make it short and sweet. I like Aramayo. Glenn Boss, Chris Waller, jockey combination, when they generally link up, they're hard to hold out.
Empire Rose?
Yeah, this is a cracking race as well. Tofane, this bomb-proof mare, she never runs a bad race, Tofane. $3.70 favourite. Mystic Journey, $5.50. Colette, last start winner as well at $6.50. Flying Mascot on the back up at $9.50 as well, and Still a Star, the Tassie mare, is a $10 elect at the moment, but market really siding with the Group 1 form of Tofane at the moment. Ran second behind I'm Thunderstruck at the moment. Yeah, who obviously goes up to Sydney for the Golden Eagle. But Tofane, I think the one to be with, and she's been the firmer as well. $4.20 into $3.70 with BetDeluxe.com.
Yeah, she got me particularly last start. I thought she was terrific behind I'm Thunderstruck. Talking of which, he's the favourite for the, $7.5 million Golden Eagle.
Yeah, and draws barrier 10, which I think is perfect as well. Yeah, $4.40 elect. Private Eye, the winner of the Epsom Handicap at $6.50. Apache Chase comes down from Queensland. Desley Forster trains, $11. And Alsberg on the fourth line of betting at $12. But you'd think if I'm Thunderstruck can repeat what he did in the Toorak Handicap, he's going to be mighty, mighty hard to beat. And this stable, Mick Price and Michael Kent Jr. are absolutely flying at the moment.
And the OTI boys tell me he's better right-handed.
He'll need to be because of the reason he does a lot wrong left-handed. Obviously lays in. Around Rosehill, you don't want to be able to be hanging out because he'll go the other way, hang out. But I think what worries me a little bit is the draw. The speed in the race is drawn in the first 7 barriers. There's quite a lot of speed, but it's all drawn low. The horse I liken it to Alsberg, just because it's going to get the peach of the run right in behind the speed, depending on the track, the surface, because if it gets wet at Rosehill, sometimes we know they want to get in the middle of the track. From that barrier might not be the best thing, but the key with this horse, it goes on any type of ground.
And Alsberg was the victim of that. Yeah, victim of circumstance last start in the Silver Eagle too, so it could be the each-way play, but I'm Thunderstruck for me, gents. Best of the weekend, BM?
I'm going to go a leg run at about $9 each way in the Derby.
Cuz? It's a tough one, isn't it?
It's a tough one, you know, there's so many good horses and so many good races, you know. We're trying to dissect what, not me as a punter, but you guys as punters and the people that bet with BetDeluxe want to dissect and see what you do, but there's too many good horses. If I had $1 for every horse I'd like to follow this weekend, I'd be broke. So, happy punting, but I'm gonna
Follow me in with Extreme Warrior. Follow me in.
I'm going to go with you, Cuz, with your horse, Extreme Warrior, because obviously my connection with Price and Kent stable as well. But I'm going to follow you, Cuz. I'm going to go Extreme Warrior.
Love it. Good. We'll be
joined. Strength and faith.
We'll be joined at the hip on the weekend, lads.
He'd make a good politician.
Yeah. We need a few.
We do. We're very hard to find. Terrific. Have a great day, guys. Derby Day, it's one of those special days. I hope to be there in the owner's circle and about the winner's circle with Sula Nuage in the Hotham.
Yes.
It'll be about 50 to 1. I hope it can run midfield, but I think I'll get a ticket to go.
Fingers crossed, BM, and make sure as well we leave the comments in the Facebook section for the punters pick trifecta for Derby Day. $500 Dan Murphy's gift voucher coming your way if you can pick it, and make sure you review the BetDeluxe app to make sure those entries are all validated, BM.
Good on you guys. That was Inside the Barriers for BetDeluxe. Serious betting for serious punters. Gamble responsibly.
Inside the Barriers. Brought to you by BetDeluxe. Serious betting for serious punters.